My name is David Graham, or UltraDavid. I'm from the Los Angeles area, currently living in LA, and I am one of the main commentators at EVO 2012. I started playing fighting games at a very early age, like almost everybody here, but it was just casual. I didn't take it seriously, it was just for fun. What really brought me into the scene was later on in college, we had a strong arcade at my campus, and there were lots of good players there, and I went over there to play, and I got destroyed, and that was an unacceptable state of affairs. So I tried to practice up and get better, and as I did that, I got to know people, and I got better at the game, and that was about 10 years ago, and I've been in the scene ever since. I made the switch from playing to commentating in about 2009, I would say. Some issues came up with the way I developed this nerve issue thing that limits my ability to play well, so I kind of had to stop playing competitively. But at the same time, I was starting to commentate too. A couple people let me on stream, and people seemed to like it, and I definitely had a blast doing it. And so as I've been progressively less able to play, I've been getting more opportunities to commentate, and so getting better at it with the practice. And now I'm a way better commentator than player, or maybe worse player than I am a commentator. And it's what I enjoy, so I'm really happy to be able to do it here at EVO. The difference between commentating at a smaller event and a bigger event is mostly just scale. There are way more people here, as you can see, and I have a lot more commentating to do, which is great. But I tend to treat it actually pretty similarly. If it's a very small event, like if it's a weekly event, then that's very informal, and there's a lot of joking and just screwing around, and sometimes we don't even pay attention to the matches. But at any major, including at EVO, you pay attention more to the matches and try not to joke around that much. I mean, obviously there are still jokes, but I don't want it to be solely focused on that. It's got to be more about what's going on, about the players. I think Tokido just lost. Tokido just lost to some dude. I don't even know who that Ryu player is. He just beat Tokido. So that's pretty crazy. Like I was saying, one of the big differences between EVO and any other major is just scale. You can hear how crazy the crowd went when 1,000 people just went nuts after one of the tournament favorites gets sent to losers in pools. So that's a big difference. I'm sure the commentators were going crazy as well, and the opportunities to go nuts and get hype, obviously way more frequent at an event like EVO, so it's way more fun to do. Yeah, balancing law, which is my profession, and commentary is sometimes not very easy. There are definitely times when I could be working where instead I'm commentating. Like today, I just got a work email half an hour ago. So I'll be responding to that, of course, but it's not my focus right now. So there is that kind of uneasy balance. You know, of course, if a client has something that I need to take care of, that's much more important than commentary. I always have that as the preference. But there are weekends when it tends to be more about commentary. It's okay because I run my own practice, and I'm not being told when to work by anybody else. So I can set my own hours. Before I came to EVO, I mean, I had a ton of work to do, and I took care of it by working, 12-hour days for the days leading up to it. And when I get home, those days are going to be crazy as well. So I have to arrange the time. But they're very closely related, actually, because I'm a video game attorney for the most part. I have clients in some other fields, but it tends to be video games. And so actually one of the ways that I make new clients is by going to these events. There are, for example, indie games here this weekend, and a couple of them are my clients. I hope to go around there later and introduce myself and hopefully maybe represent those people in the future. So that's one way that I get clients, actually, is by going to these events, by talking about my job on stream. I've gotten a lot of people contacting me after that. So I really can't give up one or the other. They're too closely linked now. And of course, everybody in fighting games knows that I'm an attorney. It's the subject of frequent jokes, which are hilarious. So yeah, I mean, it's really fun when they mix, and it's fun that they do often mix. When I was going to school, it wasn't easy. I mean, school was the kind of situation where somebody is telling you when you have to work, and so there were often times when I couldn't go to tournaments. I actually wasn't able to go to EVO for about 6 years because I had undergrad and then after law school. And, I just couldn't make it during those times because I had school. So law and school both definitely take precedence over playing and commentating games, but Luckily nowadays I can usually make it so that they both work together. My all-time favorite EVO moment, it's probably last year, I guess. I was able to do top 8 for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 commentary with Seth Killian. Something I've always wanted to do. I finally got to do it. While we were commentating, there were a couple of crazy hype moments. That was when Puerto Rican Balrog reset the Grand Finals bracket against Viscant with this amazing level 3 grab. That should never have happened, but he got it. And just going nuts on stream and being there with Seth, and we were both going crazy, and the whole crowd was too loud to hear. Literally, at times, I could not hear what Seth said, even though we had headphones on, and his voice was pumped directly into my ears. It was too loud, and that's probably my favorite. I hope something like that's going to happen this year, too. As far as looking forward to things this year, the biggest thing is always just friends, seeing friends. That's what I always look forward to most. I got here a day early so that I could see people and hang out. You know, being a commentator, I'm basically caught in the commentary booth for the next 3 days. So I wanted to hang out with people. Mission accomplished. As far as the actual tournament goes and the matches and the gameplay, I guess the things that I'm looking forward to most are probably Street Fighter, because it has so many international competitors and the level of play nowadays is so high. For example, Tokido just lost in pools to be sent to losers finals. I mean, to losers bracket. He's a expected tournament winner, but that already happened because the tournament is so strong. 1,500 players and most of them are really good. The other thing that I'm most looking forward to is seeing KOF 13 top 8. I'm really expecting that Bala will do very well, but who he's going to face off against will be people from SoCal, from Mexico, from South America, from Korea or China or Japan or Europe. I mean, it's very up in the air when it comes to that stuff, and I'm really interested to see how that plays out and also how the crowd reacts to the game, because I expect that it'll be one of the hypest things all tournament.